Howdy, Dan Bass here, out here at our property in East Texas that we like to call the farm. And we've got just a tiny bit of work to do on an ancient, not talking about the gentleman over here, but talking about the tractor he's working on. Got some work to do on an ancient Farmall. Do you happen to recall the year of this Farmall Cub?
No, sir.
Or thereabouts? What was your guesstimate?
Maybe 50s.
All right, it's likely to be an early 50s Farmall Cub tractor. Cute little thing. It's got a belt-driven belly mower on it. This is what we always used to take around the pasture area and get it cleared down before we have our big old bonfires. So right now it's been laid up in our shed with a busted ignition switch. Lost the key years ago, so instead we installed a ignition switch that you just pull in or pull out to get the electricity going. So this is a quick little YouTube video on how to replace a push-pull ignition switch. Let me get a look at your head.
Excuse me, you're getting a little bit too close.
Oh, sorry. All right. Show me what you got in your hand.
Well, I've got the switch, and I'm getting ready to install it on this old Farmall, and we'll see if it works.
All right.
We've had some trouble along the way, some shorts, and we're hoping that the short system did not cause any permanent damage.
Well, yeah, let's take a look at our wiring on this sucker. It involves primarily duct tape, bare spots, and copper wire that is as old as the tractor itself. So perhaps maybe in our next YouTube video on this particular machine, we'll actually rewire the entire thing all the way to the generator, which is here. It didn't have alternators back then, they had generators. I think. Pretty sure I'm correct on that.
You might want to check that out.
Well, just listen to what I say. You don't want to look at the Google. Because remember, anything you do looking at the Google, it looks right back at you. I don't know about you, but I don't like Google looking at me. It's fun doing YouTubes with you, Pops.
Yeah.
Oh.
He didn't have to mention.
By the way, this is, do you mind if I use your Christian name? This is James Bass here with me. He is the source of me. He is my father. So we're working on the tractor that belongs to him, on the land that belongs to him. And I've been neglecting to actually show what you're doing here, so you're going to have to walk us back through it.
Well, actually, I might be willing to do that if this works. If it doesn't, you'll never see this video, so.
Why don't you go ahead and say a cuss word then?
What?
Why don't you go ahead and say a cuss word, because it's probably not going to work and we can just throw it away.
Well, just to go on record, I'm not a fan of cuss words. It's not that I don't believe in them. It's just...
Well, that's a perfect opportunity. You dropped something.
I just dropped a screw. But, you know, cuss words are so overused that they become meaningless. If you hold cuss words for those times when...
You drop screws.
If I drop the screw in the gas tank, that might be... But, you know, if you're just always cussing, you're just a vulgar person. And you've belittled the English language, and you've made meaningless the cuss word.
And I tell you what, there's very few things in this world that's sadder than a meaningless cuss word.
Right. It's like people talking about hating things. I hate this, I hate that. You know, hate is one of the most powerful emotions that a human being can have.
Can I say something about that?
No.
What my father used to tell me back when I was a young Dan Bass, when I would say I hate something, and this is back from when I was as far back as I can recall, he would say, "Son, save your hate for something much greater." Do you remember saying those words?
That was a paraphrase.
Yeah.
Something truly worth hating.
Yeah. Save your hate for something truly worth hating. And you know what? I have found some things like that, like really, really poorly made beer. I hate bad beer.
You got a real good point there, son.
All right. But however, I love craft beer. Good craft beer.
Good craft beer. There's some craft beer that's
Not worthy of hate because effort and love was put into it.
right. I wonder if this is going to work.
Are we talking about beer or tractor fixing here?
Right now we're fixing the tractor. Okay, so you may not have noticed, but I took the ground wire off while I was messing with the switch because I didn't want to short the switch out again.
Do we have the old switch with us by chance? The shorted one? Okay.
It's somewhere there.
Okay, what had happened, this is the hole right here that this will eventually be fit into with this little screw attachment. And what had happened is that screw attachment had come loose, and the positive side of this whole apparatus had started bumping up against the metal of the tractor, and then it shorted things out and melted the old switch. So that's why we're having to go through this whole process to begin with.
You know, I guess for these types of recordings, a lot of words are necessary. But to me, it was like we shorted out the switch, and it blew the switch, and so now we're replacing it. I mean,
Well,
I mean, how long does it take to say that? How many words? Like,
you
is it
don't.
like 10 words?
You apparently don't understand how YouTube works.
Obviously.
What you looking for?
I gotta turn the gas on.
Do we have any in the tank?
Yep. Do we have any?
Wow.
Oh, that was another problem.
Honest
The
question.
gas line was leaking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we had a leaky gas line that completely drained the tank. So nothing was going to work then. But we figured out a way to bypass that issue. Just shut the... this is actually a good tip for anybody that has old farm equipment like this. It is wise to shut off the gas valve that should be located pretty close to directly underneath your gas tank. It'll be where the fuel starts to go into either the fuel filter or down into the ignition source of the gasoline. So have it in the off position when you are not using your tractor or other old farm equipment.
May I add this, that if you're a farmer and you happen to stumble upon this YouTube video, just turn it on.
I'm giving good advice to city folk that like to make fun of country folk. Yeah, let me say something about that.
If you
Never ever make fun of a farmer. You would not exist if it wasn't for farmers.
That's right. By the way, if you haven't point down, you got a seat like this on your tractor and it's covered up by something, always look under it before you sit on it. You never know what's there waiting for you to pounce on it.
There's all kinds of biting, stinging, and otherwise venomous critters out in East Texas. So, remember, I can sounds like a good start.
That's a good, powerful battery we just charged up.
I bet you we should have got some spray started. Speaking of things that we hate and love, like hating bad beer, loving good craft beer. This is one of my favorites, done by Dogfish Head. It's called the Midas Touch, and it has an amazing aroma and flavor. And you can, if you are a wine lover, this is something that you actually should try, and it might convert you.
And by the way, if you look it up online and you look at the history of it and how it was brewed, and you like ancient history, you'll find that this is amazing. It's got amazing history.
It does. Dogfish Head That's the label right there, if you happen to see the little shark-looking critter. They make all kinds of really cleverly crafted brews, and they all have stories behind them. And this one, just like Grandpa Bass told us, will actually teach you a little bit about history, Egyptian history, nonetheless.
And speaking of getting started in the morning, this is one of my favorites. I don't recommend this.
No.
Personally, I don't. But this, I do.
Okay.
It's good old double chocolate oatmeal stout by Founders. Very good brewery, very good beer. Good way to start the morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning to you. What's that you got around your waist?
Oh, yeah. Here, let me go ahead and hand you the camera here, if you know how to work one of these.
Which way should I point it?
The other direction, sir. Yeah. Since the last video I made on my Bass Tube channel, I happened to run my Highlander into I would reckon about a 250, 300-year-old pine tree, doing about 65 miles an hour on one of the back roads of East Texas. I was looking down at my phone for a split second to plug it in. I wasn't texting. I'm not a texter and driver. Smarter than that. Apparently, I'm not smart enough to try to plug my phone in and look away from the road for a moment. So, anyways, I destroyed my vehicle. I'll probably try to put a still picture of what my car looks like in this video as well. But I destroyed my vehicle, and the tree survived, but it has been scarred quite a bit as well. I broke my back, and at least 4 ribs on this side, tore cartilage and ribs on this side, busted my nose up pretty good, but I'm here.
And by the way, he looks a little bit better after that nose job. Go ahead.
Anywho, I'm here. Thank the Lord. Thank my friends. Thank my fans. And hopefully I get a few more fans. After all, I did break my back. Should always get more fans after you break your back. So here we are again. Drinking beer and playing with starter fluid. Who's got a lighter? Grandpa, you got a lighter? Oh, by the way, any good farm tractor has got to have a beer bottle holder. This is a good tractor.
Has been for years.
This is where you apply the starter fluid.
And like the man said earlier, if you're a farmer, just turn the thing off. You don't need this, and we don't need your hate mail.
Oh no, I love comments. If you despise this video, if you think it's the dumbest thing you've ever seen, go ahead and comment.
Okay, I'd like to comment on that.
What would you like?
One of the dumbest things I've ever seen.
Type it in the comment section below, or it does not count. And if I can figure out how to put buttons on my YouTube video, or maybe I'll put it right here. Click here to subscribe. Aha! Test drive now. Look at Grandpa go. Grandpa, I think you forgot to read the sign. It says no parking by order of the fire department. You think we're all right?
Let me see the sign.
Here, now. Any critters back there? I think I'm safe. Hey, I like the way you think. No sign, no crime. You know you're laughing at that one on the inside. All right. Good job, Grandpa. We did good work.
It was a good job.
All right. Where's my beer? Where'd I leave my beer?
Rewind the video.
What are you doing with that sign? Putting it back where you got it?
Just a nice antique.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I'll at least turn it around. All right, there you go. All right, Grandpa. Good times. Great oldies.